Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show. Well, I'm still not 100% fit. I'm still under the weather, but yeah, well, Cricket Happenings is something where I can't be kept quiet for any length of time. And my Cricket Happening Show, as long as my limbs go and I'm able to do it, I will do it. So, well, and dear friends and subscribers, this Cricket Happening Show is once again, as I said, it's all for you. Well, so what I'm going to start off with is going to be the first test between Zimbabwe and Bangladesh. Now, Bangladesh, after doing so well, I mean, in this particular cricket happening, what are we going to look at? We are going to look at this first test between Zimbabwe and Bangladesh. Zimbabwe won by a massive 355 runs margin against Bangladesh, which was absolutely great. And the margin of defeat is which is really would have baffled Bangladesh. Like they could muster just 134, and in the second innings too, they were bowled out for less than 150. So that was not what one was expecting. And Bangladesh were totally outplayed by Zimbabwe in this particular test match. So we'll come to that. And also the other feature was that Brendan Taylor, the captain of Zimbabwe, becoming the first Zimbabwean captain in test history as far as Zimbabwe is concerned to actually have centuries in both the innings of the test. Well, so we'll talk about that. And also we will look at two matches that happened today. One was the 26th match which happened between Kolkata Knight Riders and Chennai Super Kings, where Chennai Super Kings actually attempted a very I would say a wild option of actually promoting Ravichandran Ashwin to open the innings with Michael Hussey, which failed. But not only that, that would have really sent the probably had a lot of things for the critics doing. But fortunately enough, Chennai Super Kings were once again rescued by their hero Ravindra Jadeja with that very a hard-hitting knock of 36, an unbeaten knock of 36 of 14 balls with 3 fours and 3 sixes to take Chennai Super Kings home by 4 wickets against Kolkata Knight Riders. And the 27th match which happened between Royal Challengers Bangalore and Rajasthan Royals was a very one-sided affair. And not only that, Royal Challengers are now jointly heading the IPL table in 2013. Now, Royal Challengers, will talk about that match too. So, but first, the whole focus is going to be on that key match, the first test match between Zimbabwe and Bangladesh, which actually finished with 1 day to spare. Today was the today was the 4th day of this test match, and the match was all over. So it all started. I mean, one knows. I mean, what I would really talk about here is first, let's talk about the Zimbabwe innings. The Zimbabwe innings started off, and what was very important was that Brendan Taylor had to go on to a century, and that happened. So Brendan Taylor becoming as I said, the first captain of first Zimbabwean captain to actually score centuries in both the innings of a test, and what an achievement. In fact, I would say Zimbabwe should be absolutely thankful to Brendan Taylor for the way he has taken this match, because 2 centuries. Not only that, he got some good support from the first innings from Malcolm Waller. In the second innings, he got the support from Graham Creamer, who contributed in both the innings, and then Keegan Mate also gave him good lower order support to make 31 not out of 54 balls with 5 fours and 1 6. Brendan Taylor, as soon as he got to his century on 102 with 5 fours and 2 sixes, applied the declaration at 227 for 7, thus setting Bangladesh a target of 482 runs to win the match. Well, I'm not going to go into the bowling figures. I'm just going to go into the Bangladesh innings. As far as the Bangladesh innings was concerned, they never really looked they were not even a challenge. I mean, the batsmen never even looked like even challenging the total, and that was the very surprising part. You would have expected more application from the Bangladeshi batsmen, but I thought that was absolutely lacking. It all started with Shahriar Nafees being the first wicket, and Kyle Jarvis, as you know, is the leader of the pace pack here, and he bowls in the right length, and that's what he did. And Shahriar Nafees was clean bowled by Jarvis for 11 with 2 boundaries. So that was the score, became 21 for 1. Jarul Islam was joined in by Mohammad Ashraful. Jarul Islam, well, he played a few strokes. Also, Mohammad Ashraful was looking good, but Jarul Islam, after making 22, was a victim of Masakadza, and he was caught by Mutumbami for 22 with 3 boundaries. After that, Mahmudullah joined Mohammad Ashraf, and they pushed on the score to 77. But what was very, very surprising was Mahmudullah was out to a very, very tame stroke. One would have never expected that he went for a pull shot of the bowling of Jarvis, and he succumbed at mid-wicket. In fact, he knew that there was a fielder over there, but still he went for the pull shot, and in the process succumbed to Jarvis, as was caught by the substitute Sean Williams for 21 with 4 fours, which made the score 77 for 3. And Shakib Al Hasan totally disappointed. As you know, Shakib Al Hasan is one on whom probably Bangladesh would have definitely depended with 482 to win if Shakib Al Hasan could have given company to, but unfortunately Shakib Al Hasan was dismissed very, very cheaply. In fact, Jarvis, as I said, he was the best bowler for Zimbabwe. He actually took the most prized wicket of Shakib Al Hasan. He was caught by Sibanda for 4, and Mushfiqur Rahim, the captain, also followed back to the pavilion. Scott Taylor bowled Chigumbra for 3, so that made the equation pretty tough for Bangladesh at the knock of 85 for 5. And then there was a partnership. Nasir Hussain joined Mohammad Ashraf and thought that probably Bangladesh would be able to challenge the total and play some good strokes. Mohammad Ashraf and Nasir Hussain also, he has been having a wonderful series against Sri Lanka there, and one probably hoped that Mohammad Ashraf and Nasir Hussain could stitch together a big partnership. But that was not to be. The ball, and in fact, Mohammad Ashraf was run out. So that was something which Bangladesh would have never wanted. And Mohammad Ashraf ran out for 40 with 5 boundaries, which made the score 132 for 6. After that, it was total capitulation as Graham Creamer was given the ball, and Graham Creamer went on, I would say, just cleaning up Nasir Hussain and the tail, and bowled out the Bangladeshis for 147. Nasir Hussain was bowled by Creamer for 23 with 2 fours. After that was a procession. Inam ul Haq Jr. Was there. Ghazi was a victim of Creamer for 4. Rubel Hussain was a victim of Creamer for 4. And Robiul Islam was caught. He was caught by Jarvis of the bowling of Creamer, and that was a beautiful catch taken by Jarvis at the fine leg region, and it was all over. Bangladesh had capitulated, and not only that, they lost with a very, very huge margin of by 335 runs. So that's something very huge, and Zimbabwe were absolutely ecstatic, and why not? To beat Bangladesh is something that I would have never expected, because after their recent showing against West Indies and Sri Lanka, I actually had given lots of points to Bangladesh, and probably I thought that Bangladesh would definitely be on the ascendancy, but things were absolutely, as I said, cricket is a game of gross uncertainties, and that was what precisely it was. There was nothing in for the Bangladesh, but I would really, really blame the Bangladeshis for their poor batting. At least they could have, if you look at the scorecard, if they had to be all out for 134 in the first innings, succumbing from 95 for 1 to be all out for 134, and then in the Bangladesh second innings, I thought that probably they could have put up a much better resistance. 335 runs is a huge margin. Zimbabwe beating Bangladesh, and Bangladesh, after the recent showing, that is not something that one could really digest. So Bangladeshis, you have to really, really pull up your sleeves in the second test match. This is only a 2-test series, so one thing that Zimbabwe has ensured is that they can't lose this test series, and Bangladesh would definitely like to put their best foot forward, pull up their showings that they did against West Indies and Sri Lanka of late, and show to the world that they are still have some capable batting lineup. But this was something which has no excuses. There is absolutely no excuses for the display of inept batting from Bangladesh. There was absolutely no application in the second innings, I thought. And as far as the bowling figures, Jarvis was absolutely splendid. 17 overs, 1 minute, 3 for 75 for him. King on made 12 overs, 5 minutes, none for 16. Shingarai Masakadza, 10 overs, 4 minutes, 1 for 26. It was an absolutely wonderful performance from all the seamers. Kyle Jarvis, led by Kyle Jarvis, Keegan Meth, Shingarai Masakadza. Chigumbra 5 overs, 1 for 18, but Creamer came and cleaned it up. 5.2 overs, 1 maiden, 4 runs and 4 wickets. So Zimbabwe lead the 2-match series 1-0 with 1 to go. And Brendan Taylor, the captain of Zimbabwe, was named man of the match, and it was rightly so for his wonderful performance of being the first ever Zimbabwean captain to make centuries in both the innings of a test match. Well, the second test starts on April the 25th. So now I'm going to move on from here, and it's going to be a very, very quick update here. First, we'll go to the first match between Kolkata Knight Riders and Chennai Super Kings. Kolkata Knight Riders were the ones who batted first, but they could. It was a real capitulation. I would say it was some splendid fielding from the Chennai Super Kings fielders right at the start. And Kolkata Knight Riders today experimented by having Yusuf Pathan being promoted in the batting order. Manvinder Bisla was left out, and Yusuf Pathan was told to open. But barring that opening partnership which added 46 for the first wicket, it was nothing for the Kolkata Knight Riders. In fact, Gambhir was out for Gambhir and Pathan were the joint highest scorers with 25 each to their name. Gambhir made 25 of 19 balls with 5 fours, and Yusuf Pathan very unfortunately being run out. He was a victim, I would say. Yusuf Pathan was doing it well for them, but after that it was all over for Kolkata Knight Riders. They could, I would say that it was just like a foot in the door for the Chennai Super Kings with their splendid bowling and their splendid fielding. That was the catches which took, like Hussey took of the bowling of Gambhir in the deep. Then the run out of, there were 2 run outs. First, Jack Scalise was run out brilliantly by Badrinath for a duck. And then Yusuf Pathan was run out by Bravo, who slipped and still managed to run out Yusuf Pathan for 25 of 22 balls with 4 fours. There's nothing to really talk about. Ian Morgan was sent to the pavilion by Bravo for 2. Manoj Tiwari was out for 13 of 18 balls. Devrata Das just briefly flourished, hitting 2 sixes in his brief knock of 19 of 15 balls. And then Jadeja took the wickets of Bhatia and Shukla and Nareen. It was all over. Senanaik was not out on 7. 119 for 9 was the final tally for Kolkata Knight Riders on the board. And that was not something which was going to challenge Chennai Super Kings. But Morkel, none for 36, was costly. Mohit Sharma bowled 3 overs for 13. Morris 1 for 12. Bravo 1 for 14. 2 for 21 for Ravichandran Ashwin and 3 for 20 for Ravindra Jadeja, putting up a fine all-round performance to take the man of the match. Chennai Super Kings, well, 120. Looking at the total, one would have thought that Chennai Super Kings would have it very easy, but well, it was not initially. And Chennai Super Kings actually they went for the wild option of actually promoting Ravichandran Ashwin in the batting order along with Michael Hussey, which I thought was not a good move, because Ravichandran Ashwin we know he can hit over the top, but Ravichandran Ashwin, whether that was a good move, one does not know. But I would say that Chennai Super Kings was definitely saved by Ravindra Jadeja, because what happened was, barring Michael Hussey, who made 40 of 51 balls with 2 fours and 1 6, the middle order totally failed. Murali Vijay was sent 1 drop. He was LBW bowled Senanaike for 2. Suresh Raina was dismissed cheaply for 7 by Pathan, and Mahendra Singh Dhoni was run out for 9. So that made a sort of a flutter in the Chennai Super Kings dugout, I would say, at 54 for 4. And then when Badrinath departed after being out for 6, that made it pretty interesting. The match at 71 for 5 with more than 10 runs required when Hussey. The only good thing for them was that Michael Hussey was there at the crease along with Ravindra Jadeja. So that was the good part of it, and they were requiring runs at a clip of 10 runs per over. But what happened was that at the score reached 89 in the 17th over, Michael Hussey was a victim of Balaji. He was out in the deep trying to really up the ante there. He hit a 6-2 of Balaji, but in the next delivery he was caught by Pathan in the deep for 40 of 51 balls. But Ravindra Jadeja was the man who was cool as a cucumber, I would say. Not only that, in fact, Kolkata Knight Riders made the bats very interesting by stretching them to 89 for 6. But after that, Ravindra Jadeja was just, he was just hitting straight down the ground. He was hitting sixes at will. In fact, he hit Balaji for a 6. He hit Nareen for a 6. And he was simply brilliant, I would say. In fact, he took them to the finishing line in the 20th over, slamming 36 unbeaten runs of just 14 deliveries, 3 fours and 3 sixes in that knock. Dwayne Bravo was not out on 7. Match over. Chennai Super Kings winning this match thanks to Ravindra Jadeja's pyrotechnics by 4 wickets. I'm not going to go into bowling figures because I don't have much time on this YouTube broadcast. Only one thing I can say, that L. Balaji, Senanaike, Nareen, Pathan and Callis actually shared the wickets. Ravindra Jadeja of Chennai Super Kings was made man of the match. And now, since I don't have much time on this YouTube broadcast, I'm going to rush through this Royal Challengers Bangalore versus Rajasthan Royals innings. Rajasthan Royals made 117 all out. The only contributions, sincere contributions coming in from Stuart Binney was looking aggressive today. 33 of 20 balls with 4 fours and 1 6. And Dravid making 35 of 31 balls with 5 fours. 117 was the score that they put on the board. RP Singh was absolutely brilliant with 3 for 13 and 2 for 19 for Ravi Rampal and 3 for 18 for Vinay Kumar, who was the man of the match. Royal Challengers Bangalore had a target, and what was good about it was Chris Gale Dilshan, he had a new partner in Dilshan who was out for 22 balls with 5 fours. But what was good about it was Chris Gayle. He saw that Virat Kohli departed for 1 and AB de Villiers departed for 7. And then we had Saurabh Tiwari actually playing his first match today, giving company to Chris Gayle, who played so maturely. In fact, he had not hit any sixers till such time. In fact, it was a very, very sedate knock from Gayle. He realized the situation, and he decided to buckle down, and he had only one goal in his mind, that Royal Challengers Bangalore has to win. So he never went for any of those pyrotechnics. He really stayed put at the crease, only played the percentage strokes, and finally what he unveiled was the winning hit. The winning hit was the six. The crowd was actually rooting for a six, but Chris Gayle did not oblige. He waited till the I would say the 18th over, the 5th ball which was there, where Royal Challengers just needed to win the match, and Gayle actually blasted a 6 of the bowling of Siddharth Trivedi to remain unbeaten on 49 or 44 balls with 4 fours and 1 6. And in the company of Saurabh Tiwari, looked very impressive, playing his first IPL match, unbeaten on 25 runs of 29 balls with 2 fours and 1 6, and taking Royal Challengers Bangalore to a victory by 7 wickets. I don't have time to actually get into the bowling figures, but I can tell you one thing, that Vinay Kumar, for his splendid bowling, was named man of the match. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, excuse me if you don't find me pretty enterprising. As I said, I am still not 100% fit as far as my health is concerned, but cricket happening is something which is very dear to me. I come to it time and time again. It's all because of you, dear friends and subscribers. Thanks for your support and thanks for your company as usual. This is your host Ram, returning you back to the studios. Thank you.